well, the Deputy President, David Mabuza, is at the Biovac facility in Gauteng this afternoon. Zikhona Tshona is live there. She's been watching the Deputy President. She's also been speaking to top officials there. Zikhona, good afternoon to you. A strong promise from the Deputy President there'll be no corruption involved in this rollout.
Certainly, Stephen, the Deputy President just concluded his walkabout in the storage center at Biovac, where the Johnson & Johnson vaccine will be stored. We already saw on Saturday there were doses that arrived here and they were distributed on Saturday. Not really saying much to the media, just addressing and saying that they are satisfied with what they saw inside here and they are pleased that they could use this facility because government is part owner to this facility, so it comes at not much of a cost to them, for them to store the vaccine here. But now I'm joined by the CEO of Biovac just to talk to us briefly about the processes that is followed when a vaccine does arrive at this facility.
So the vaccines would typically they will come by air freight most of the time. They would be transported by road on a truck that is either a cold chain truck or they would be in insulated shippers. Once they get to our side, just behind us, there will be a receiving area where we receive the vaccines under 2 to 8 degrees. We check that the temperature was maintained, so we download the temperature loggers to tell us the history of the shipment of the vaccine from where it was sourced right up to our facility. Once all those checks have been done, the vaccine is then being put in the required cold room. So we have about 4 cold rooms, separate cold rooms here. They would be put where they would be stored for the meantime. Under normal circumstances, we would take samples to the National Control Laboratory, where they would get tested whilst we hold the vaccine here. So we hold the majority whilst the samples get taken to the National Control Laboratory. Only once the National Control Laboratory has cleared and approved the vaccine, only then do we then ship them out as and when we get orders. That's under normal circumstances. The COVID vaccine just happens at a much faster scale than routine vaccines, but a similar process gets followed.
And in terms of the temperature and the movement of the vaccine, will it get affected at all?
So normal vaccines typically get handled between 2 and 8 degrees. So in our cold rooms, which is large cold rooms, we handle that and we have backups around that. Once they leave our warehouse, they go into what seems like insulated shippers, and in there there's a packing configuration as to how you actually pack the vaccines in that shipper, which just looks like a big box. But inside there, the temperature gets maintained within 2 to 8 degrees for about 36 hours to the furthest place in South Africa.
Thank you very much. That's Mr. Zikhona, who is the CEO of Biovac, just giving us some details in as far as the storing of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, because this facility in particular will become very important in future when South Africa does receive more and more vaccines.
Zikhona Tshona, for your live reporting, thank you very much indeed. I do appreciate that. Obviously, the Deputy President, David Mabuza, there, an important visit, important comments you saw with the CEO of the